Son, you got any of that hidden knowledge? Tell me about the hidden knowledge. Everybody wants to know the hidden knowledge, but not everybody is ready for the hidden knowledge. And actually most people don't want to know the hidden knowledge these days, because the MK Ultra program has fried their brains. So today we're gonna talk about the hidden knowledge, the actual based knowledge that nobody wants to talk about in politics, health, maybe in the conspiracies. Let's start with the health one, because this is the most, maybe not most important, maybe the second most important. So we've been eating raw meat. That's kind of hidden knowledge. But to me, the one thing that most health influencers don't talk about enough, it's not their main vocal point of discussion. Like most of them kinda acknowledge it, like, yeah, it might play a role, but it is the biggest one by far to me, and it should be a much larger vocal point for anybody who talks about health honestly. Now obviously the shills, they ain't gonna mention this, and all of the programming, I feel like, really keeps this hidden, and also this goes against most people's lifestyle so hard that most people just don't wanna hear any part of it, or don't wanna go fully into it, because it would mean that they would actually have to change a whole lot. Like, you can go get some raw meat, good quality raw meat, in most cities. But if you actually understand that the non-native EMFs are the thing that really ruins people's health, that means you cannot live in the cities anymore. You cannot live in the modern cities anymore. And there's a whole lot of people that kinda like, yeah, the radiation, it might be bad. Yeah, the blue light, it might be bad. Because we don't see these frequencies, and most people are so numb that they don't feel the frequencies. But if you are really sensitive to your environment, you are gonna feel it, and you are gonna feel it fast. Those people who are numb, they're gonna feel it when it's too late. When either they themselves, or their children, or if they can't have children anymore because where their phones, where their genitals are. The punch in the mouth from non-native EMFs are coming to everybody. And soon it's actually everybody, because we are putting freaking satellites either into space or in the balloons that are freaking frying our asses 24/7. Soon we will have to put freaking grass on our roofs or metal shadings to our roofs to block these motherfuckers. Or we have to sit under trees, because trees are one of the best ways to block these frequencies. Now the sad part is, the trees get fried too. And this is how you can know 1000% that these frequencies are super bad for all living things on Earth. Because you can just go check out the trees that are near the 5G towers that are now everywhere in the modern cities. The trees die off. It's too much for the trees. And think about that. The trees are grounded to the ground. They're enjoying that Schumann resonance 24/7. We ain't even grounded all the time, which is even way worse for these frequencies, because one way to combat these frequencies is the native EMF, sunlight, and it is getting your bare feet, your bare ass, every part of your body, but the hands and the feet are the best because they have a lot of sweat glands, and they're meant to be on the ground, and they conduct the electricity, the free electron from the ground very well. And that is one of the main ways you can combat these non-native frequencies. But their frequencies are so freaking high right now that even the trees, even the grass, there's some time-lapse videos where it's just some modern Wi-Fi signal. It is on and the grass just keeps dying. It's off and the grass keeps growing. It has nothing to do with the nutrition of the soil. And that's actually one of the main things why the soils are so bad and nobody talks about it. Why we have to remineralize these soils so much while the plants just don't grow the same. Why the nutrition levels of these plants are not the same. And when the plant nutrition level is not the same, obviously the animals that eat the plants are not the same. And one of the main things are, obviously some of the practices, farming practices are very bad. But what is beaming down to the ground 24/7 in some places? The non-native EMFs. That's what destroys the ground, the plants, the soil. You and me, if we don't protect ourselves. And we can only do so much. Now, on my channel, I have talked about these things in multiple videos, and I always see that those videos kinda don't get much reaction. Now, I don't get much reaction anyways. Like, I get super low views. But I see like those videos that to me are the most important when it comes to the health aspect of the things, they get even less views. Like, we can talk about the raw meat. Some people, all they want to do is talk about their food. The diet wars. Freaking exercise, fitness. But I get it. Because when you fully understand it, most of us have to figure out a way to get out of the situations we are in, because our lifestyles are killing us. We can eat the best quality food, but if we live in the cities with a bunch of Wi-Fi's, a bunch of 5G, 4G, soon the freaking Elon Musk satellites they are already here, the Starlink. Some places worse. But when you understand that, it changes everything. Look at that. There was a dragonfly on my hand eating the raw chicken with me. The dragonflies also hate the non-native EMFs. All the animals do. That's the reason why some of the bees are dying so much. And when the bees die, we don't have any berries anymore soon. Any fruits. So in the health aspect, that's the biggest one to me. And like, so little people want to talk about it. Some kinda acknowledge it, like, yeah, it's a problem. But they don't hammer that shit in. And they need to. Everybody needs to realize this so we can freaking burn these towers down. Like, we could make cities, although cities never gonna beat this shit. Like, let's be real. Living in cities, never gonna beat this shit. Being on the lake, on the sun, fully naked, your feet on the ground. No freaking towers anywhere nearby. I can turn the electricity off the gap in whenever I want. And I do that every single night. Like, that's the way to go. And probably you need to do even more. And obviously that doesn't work if the freaking satellites are beaming down the EMFs. That's gonna really, or it is already fucking us up big time. So that's the freaking hidden knowledge, the real base knowledge when it comes to the health. It's the freaking EMFs. I haven't seen anybody to combat this knowledge. Like, it's so clear when you understand what it does to you in biological level, what it does to every biological thing. There's so much like base science now available if you know where to look. There's so many good studies. You can feel it on yourself. Like, just go to the freaking city, live there for a month, then go freaking camping somewhere real. But you still might have to bring your freaking meters, because, like I said, the satellites, and you never know where the freaking hidden hand has put those dead machines that do those non-native EMFs that suck the living life out of every human being, every living thing. So that's the thing when it comes to health. In politics is obviously the hidden hand that controls the politics. It is so funny that people still think like, these politicians, they're finally gonna make the change. They are finally gonna make the change. They never gonna make the change because they don't freaking control this. The elections, they can easily steal these elections with the big money, with the big hidden hand that got ultimate, unlimited resources. When you understand that, when you understand history, how much these politicians have been just puppets for the hidden hand. Like, just look at the history of the last 200 years in United States or any other country, and it's always the same. You always think like, finally we got somebody who will save us. If he or she, usually he, if he would save us, he would get pound. And if he says he's gonna save us, and then 4 years later everybody wonders, what the fuck happened after all? Yeah, it was the hidden hand. The hidden hand controlled the politician, the savior, that everybody was like, he's finally gonna save us. No, he was controlled opposition. Grow up. Now sometimes voting can matter. Like, for example, El Salvador, the Bukele guy, Bukele, I don't think you pronounce it that way, Bukele. Like, he seems to be doing a lot of good things. He put the gangs down that United States started there. He made Bitcoin illegal. Then there now every El Salvadorian's gonna get pretty rich. So, but maybe down the line, who knows? Who knows? Maybe that's just the beginning. Like, that's the controlled opposition part. Like, you gain the trust, and then you freaking do the real fucking stabbing on the back, real good. On the conspiracy side, this is a hard one, but I think the biggest one is nature. It's this place. Most conspiracy truthers, they don't talk about nature enough. Nature is the real answer. It's not any of these secret societies, not of any of these religions, not any of this esoteric knowledge, this hidden knowledge. The nature is the hidden knowledge. And that's what the controllers use against us, the nature. They disconnect us from the nature, and that makes our physiology, biology not work well, and we are easier to control. Simple as that. When you connect back to the nature, your dopamine rises, your melatonin rises, your mitochondria starts to work, your testosterone rises, your hormones work more optimally. Now, the caveat to that is that your environment actually is nature. There's no freaking satellites beaming down on your ass or non-native EMFs, and you actually eat the natural food that your environment grows. So that's the caveat to that. But when you do that, you connect yourself back to the nature, like I'm doing right now. That brain, that light bulb in your brain, it turns back on, and then it's on like Donkey Kong, and you can spot the freaking psyops like that. You can see the hidden hand working like that. It's so much harder to bullshit you with any of this shit. But